Hi, this is Ilma Art Studios artwork for today. A house facade in one of the villages in Orangeville. Check my website at ilmaarts.com for more artworks and photographs. Tonight, I'd like to share with you my poem devotional. Sorry, it wasn't until late that we just came home around 9 o'clock tonight, and we just came from a funeral the funeral of my uncle-in-law. So we had to travel back and forth 6 hours, and we had to see my mother-in-law who's in the hospital, who had just a surgery in her throat. So just please pray for Shirley, who is my mother-in-law, who's going through another surgery today. So today our poem devotional will be extracted from 2 Corinthians 1 verse 12. It says, "We can say with confidence that we have lived with a God-given holiness and sincerity in all our dealings. We have depended on God's grace, not on our own human wisdom." And here's my poem. Depending on God's grace. Do you live a life of purity and holiness? God wants you to abide by His righteousness. Do you depend on God's grace for everything? He wants you to rely on Him for anything. Do you always count on your own intelligence? If you do, you won't have God's grace and His essence. Reliance on God is a measure of one's holiness. It protects us from selfishness, pride, and foolishness. And here's my essay. What is holiness? Many people view holiness as a pious act or a religious ritual that shows they belong to a church. Some people think that going to church on Sundays and wearing their church behavior is an act of holiness. Others think that being holy is going out on a mission and helping the poor. These are all acts of love, but they do not necessarily constitute being holy. The Bible tells us that when we rely on God for everything and not depend on our own understanding, that is when we are considered holy. We need to heavily rely on God to be holy. We need to give up independence. Prayer. Lord, help me to depend on you always. Reflection. How is independence a manifestation of pride? And I'd just like to share some notes on that verse. I always thought that holiness, as I was saying in the first part of my essay, that it's just, being quiet and having a certain behavior or religious show, showing that you go to church, that you do all these things, these rituals, you pray, you kneel, people see you. For me, I thought before that was holiness. But thank God that He gave us the actual manifestation of holiness in 2 Corinthians 1:12. Which says that depending on God's grace is the actual manifestation of holiness. Isn't that amazing that we only have to depend on God and not depend on our own wisdom, our own understanding, our own thinking, our own, effort and work. But we only need to believe in Him and to have that hopeful attitude that whatever happens, He is there to provide for us and that He will give all His grace to us. So I invite you to get a relationship with the Lord, not just purely outward expressions like manifestation. It's good to do all these charitable things, but God sees your heart. He doesn't see your actions. You don't have to perform for God because He has already saved you when Jesus Christ died on the cross. We don't need to perform and please God. We only need to believe. And we only need to trust and depend on Him on every little thing. Because if we do, then that constitutes holiness and righteousness. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you check my website at ilmaars.com for more artworks and photographs, and hopefully I will be doing my videos in the day again. Today is a different day because I needed to do all the other things in the morning, and we came home only a few minutes ago. So thanks for watching, and have a blessed night.